despite all that, we're the biggest blockchain in the world by transaction volume today. I mean, many people listening will be very surprised. Go to dashboard.internetcomputer.org, and you'll see we're doing about 500 million transactions a day at the moment. It was higher before Christmas. Things coming back up again.
Crypto family, welcome back to the channel. Bitcoin Bros coming back at you with another cryptocurrency video today. And we are actually re-uploading a post that we did back in January that was not getting really any views. And I think it's really relevant today. This is Dominic Williams talking about why internet computer is important and some of the things internet computer has had to deal with over the past couple of years. When this video came out back in January, ICP was trading at around $3. Currently is at around $10. So that's more than a 3x. But everything in this video is still relevant from Dominic Williams. So I wanted to reshare with you guys. Make sure to watch this one to the end and leave your thoughts in the comment section below.
For me, I think, I've been coding for so long now. I mean, decades and decades. I've built every kind of different system under the sun. And I've always been looking for the next thing. Like, there must be a better way of building systems and services and so on. And, I'd come from, in fact, my last kind of venture, I'd built this computer game that had millions of users. So for me, when I heard world computer, I'm thinking about a world computer blockchain that supports billions of users. And really, so I'm like, wow, like world computer, wait a second. This blockchain code, these smart contracts is a completely new kind of software. It's revolutionary. Look, it's tamper-proof. You don't need to protect it with a firewall. Can you imagine? And you could build systems that don't need a firewall. Imagine if you could build a large enterprise system or a social network. I mean, you wouldn't need a firewall to protect it. You wouldn't need a security team. This is incredible. It's unstoppable. It simplifies software development because code and state is kind of combined. And, the world actually spent $5 trillion in IT last year. $5 trillion in total. Of that, only $500 billion was spent on cloud, actually, right? So like 10%. And then 179 million on, cybersecurity, like, firewalls and SIEM logging. And now of that 5 trillion, a large part of it is actually just, operational cost. Like 85% is the cost of people managing all this complex technology, right? So if you can simplify the way, if you can simplify how we build things like systems and services, whether that's a CRM system or a social network, you can really massively reduce the cost involved in IT, and that can be reinvested in more productive, creating new things that are cool, right? So I'm looking at this thinking, wow, smart contracts can do all of these things. That they're tamper-proof, right? You can build systems and services that don't need to be protected by firewalls. They can't get encrypted by ransomware. They're unstoppable like the internet itself. It simplifies R&D. And of course, these other magical things, like you can make smart contracts autonomous, right? They can run under the control of a DAO, decentralized autonomous organization, or they can be non-updatable, just like these rails that stay the same and that everybody knows what they're getting. And there's no human or company that can control them. That has immense potential for things like financial rails and DeFi. And then, of course, you can process tokens and value as tokens and identity and things like that. So I'm looking at this thinking, wow, one day we're going to see a blockchain singularity. And blockchain singularity is going to occur when every system is built on a blockchain. Every system and service is built and running on a blockchain. And, by which I mean like all these, obviously all the services like enterprise services, Salesforce, social networks, everything, financial systems, exchanges, and of course, enterprise systems. Well, look, I mean, if you build something on Amazon Web Services, it's completely insecure. It can get hacked. The developers maintaining it, even if you don't get hacked, the developers maintaining it can go crazy, or they can go on holiday and the credit card can expire. Because you obviously pay for your Amazon Web Services account with a credit card. You go on holiday, you come back, and everything's gone. The data's been deleted, right? Because your credit card expired and you're out of touch. But the biggest problem, I think, is security. Like think about like a year and a half ago, the Colonial Pipeline hack in America involved hackers putting ransomware on all these machines that controlled that infrastructure, and the oil stopped flowing from Texas to the petroleum refineries on the eastern seaboard, and the petroleum ran out, and there were these huge tailbacks of gas stations and so on. You can't run the world on this kind of, flaky infrastructure that can get hacked and encrypted with ransomware and can just stop working and things like that. And, there are 8 billion people in the world now, and you can't support that kind of population without huge automation using information systems, right? And people forget, like, you take away the computers, like the vast majority of people on Earth die, right? Computers are absolutely essential today to supporting human life.
I'd say computers and bees.
Yeah, and bees. Yeah, don't get me started on that one. Like, the bees disappear, we've got big problems. So it doesn't make sense that we're going to be building with this kind of old school traditional IT that really evolved from the earliest days of computerization. And my first computer had 8 kilobytes of memory. It doesn't make sense. That a lot of the way we build stuff today is, related to the way things evolved over time. It wasn't like, there was a clean piece of paper. What's the best way of devising a platform to build on? So for me, blockchain is that future platform, right? Tamper-proof, unstoppable, you have autonomous code, tokenize things. I mean, it's all these huge advantages. So for me, in the end, people won't be building on Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, and Microsoft Azure, or using their own servers and data centers or anything like that. People will build everything on blockchain. Blockchain will store all the data, process it, serve the user experiences. And that's what a world computer is to me. There's a lot of people that are very worried about the internet computer. What does it mean? Is it going to disrupt the status quo? Some of the things we've been subjected to, like lawsuits created by law firms, funded by competitors, crazy articles that have been sort of instigated by Sam Bankman-Fried and price manipulation on FTX, all this kind of stuff. We came out into a real, shit show, firestorm. Somehow survived it. But, despite, no one really talking about the internet computer, because I'm afraid to say the crypto press tends to be very partisan and represent vested interests. And the blockade on the internet computer is a real thing. Despite all that, we're the biggest blockchain in the world by transaction volume today. I mean, many people listening will be very surprised. Go to dashboard.internetcomputer.org. And you'll see we're doing about 500 million transactions a day at the moment. It was higher before Christmas. Things coming back up again. And you'll see some other blockchains that claim bigger numbers like Solana, but they're not real transactions. If I'm lying, Solana Labs, hey, sue me for defamation, but they're fake. They're actually protocol messages they're counting. Like many things in this space, they tend to be fake. And I can tell you straight away that internet computer transactions are not fake. They're real. This is organic growth. Like, this growth has occurred after our token price fell 99% after price manipulation and all kinds of other stuff. We've had articles in the New York Times saying we were a rug pull. We've had class actions created by Avalanche's sort of henchmen lawyers that they gave $500 million to attack competitors and so on. I mean, we've really been on the sharp end, and the crypto press refuses to report on the biggest blockchain in the world with the biggest R&D operation in crypto and so on and so forth. Despite, and in addition to that, we're a foundation, we're a not-for-profit, but we do have a grants program, and we give out relatively tiny amounts to people that want to build on the internet computer, a few $1,000s. You compare that to what happened in, say, the Solana ecosystem, where, what Sam was doing was, he stole like $4 billion of customer assets, and then he invested that in 500 companies. A lot of them in the Solana ecosystem. And, you could just be a small team, and it's like, hey guys, here's Alameda Research, here's several $1 million. FTX Ventures, here's several $1 million. Solana Labs, here's several $1 million. And then they go to VCs in Silicon Valley who are completely bought into the whole thing and nonsense, and they were giving several $1 million more. And then you hear this big press release, there's someone building on Solana, which really means building an Amazon Web Services, of course, right, to keep the tokens on Solana. And they got all this venture capital, and then the press is all like, wow, look at this, We don't do that. We've given out less in grants. The total amount in grants we've given out is a fraction of what Sam and his, the VC backers, invest in a single Solana project. Yet, you look at the stuff building on the internet computer, it's real, it's incredible, it's, groundbreaking. There are real users. The transaction volume's higher. And there's all these people building these incredible things. It's organic growth. And that's happened despite the blockade in the crypto press, which refuses to even say the word internet computer. And of course, we know now how that was done. We were seeing things like, the bribe that was given to the CEO of the block by Sam. All this stuff slowly coming out. But despite the fact we've got a crypto press blockade, never mentioned the internet computer, the crazy stuff in the New York Times, the price manipulation, the class actions by this law firm funded to the tune of $500 million by Avalanche. Despite all of that, right? And despite the fact that we don't pay people to build on the internet computer blockchain, actually, when developers check out the functionality of a true world computer blockchain, an everything computer, and they see what it can do, they start building and they don't go elsewhere. And that's why the internet computer, despite everything that's been thrown at it, is the biggest blockchain in the world by transaction volume.
And thank you guys for watching all the way to the end of the video. Subscribe for more. We have new crypto, financial, Bitcoin related content coming out every single day. My name is Aaron from the Bitcoin Bros. I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next one, and have a great rest of your day.